Hi, it's Mary. If you haven't been following my channel, I'll just do a quick little description, or a little bit about myself quickly. I've been guided to share my spiritual awakening with anybody that is looking for some support or some guidance, or where they feel like, what am I going through? Anything like that. And so that's why I'm posting these videos weekly, to see if anything resonates with people. First things first, I am a light worker. I am a starseed. I am a healer. I'm a twin flame, and I'm also a witch. So from the last video to this one, I actually began the spiritual awakening. So I had just moved into my home with my 2 kids, and I finally was able to relax. I was finally able to embrace all those emotions that I was numbing during that transitioning period. And I felt every single emotion. I was broken, as in into a million pieces. It felt like my whole foundation of what life, marriage was about was gone. The future that I was dreaming of as a little girl was gone. I had to literally start all over again. And some of us, when we've hit our rock bottom, the first thing that we ask, or the first thing that we focus on, is we start asking for guidance. So I'm here in my bedroom, trying not to let my kids hear me, and I'm crying, and I'm literally on my knees begging for some guidance and help, because I don't know what to do. I know that I have to work. I know I've got bills to pay, but why does it hurt so bad? And why do I feel like so? I'm feeling guilty for being relieved. I'm feeling guilty for thinking about myself. And so I asked for God. I asked God for guidance. And let me tell you, I have never been a religious person. I was raised Catholic. So my brother and I were practically forced to go to church. And I say forced because that's what it felt like. Every Sunday we would go to church. I was baptized. I had a communion. I was confirmed. I didn't get married through the church, though. But I always questioned everything. Why does this happen? Why can't we have tattoos? Why can't we love same-sex marriages? Why is there a limitation if God has unconditional love for us? We should love everybody. There shouldn't be restrictions. There shouldn't be limitations. None of that. And that was my thought process at a very young age. I would probably say about 4 or 5, when I can actually conversate with my parents, and I was very resistant and stubborn into going to church. So I was never that way. And so when I got married, I decided I wasn't going to go to church unless I was ready to go. I didn't feel right. I knew there was always a higher power. I just believed in doing what's right and treating people how you want to be treated. That was my biggest thing, and I've always helped people. So at this point in time, I'm over here just grasping for whatever I could hold on to, because the only thing that I know is what I had heard, is that I will be guided by God, by Jesus, by somebody, because I didn't know what to do. And honestly, I had nobody else to turn to. My mom and I had just gotten into a really bad argument, and I didn't have her as support, but at the same time, it was good for the fact being that I always felt that I had to conform to what she wanted me to be or who she wanted me to be. I never felt that I could truly be me, whoever that person was at that point in time. And so I honestly didn't have anybody that had gone through what I had gone through. And I'm not one to share my private life. I had very few friends in that circle that were helping me, as supporting me to keep myself busy and being there for me. I just didn't know really how to ask for any help besides the divine. So all of a sudden, that next day, I get this like a yearning feeling of like, you need to find out who you are. I feel like I was on a mission to figure out, who am I? Why do I behave the way that I behave? Why do I act the way that I act? Why do I like certain things? Like, why is it that I've always been into Vikings? Why is it that I've always loved astrology? Why is it that I've always been into tarot readings? Why is it, why? That's been my thing. Why, right? So I had met a lady about a year ago, a little over a year ago, because I have ADHD, and so I did not want to get on any kind of medication. So I was like, I want to try meditation. I hear it works. So I met her, and it was different, but all of us were there for the same purpose of meditation. Of I needed to be able to focus, you know. And so during this time frame, I had found out that she does like chakra balancing, and I was very new to that. I didn't know very much about it at all, but I knew that something didn't feel right, and I knew that having have gone to some of those meditation groups, that she was able to kind of see what was off, you know. And so somehow, like, I saw, or I felt, or it was a message that I had received. I'm thinking now that's what it was about, healing, getting grounded. I'm like, what does that mean? So I sent her a message, and I said, you know what? I feel like something's off. I feel like I'm off balance, and just curious if you do any kind of chakra balancing or grounding. And she's like, yes, I do. So we quickly made the appointment. She was able to get me in, and I sat there, and she was able to go through every single chakra and let me know what was going on, because, and she knew I was broken. She described me as a glass rose, and that it'll be a journey to pick up those little pieces, you know, of that shattered rose, but I was still holding on. And one thing that was really interesting is that she went back to the beginning of where my soul was first, or what she could see was how many times I have incarnated. And she's like, you were an Egyptian high priestess, and she described, you know, who I was, who I was back then. And she could see, it's like cat ears, and with this big, like, ball of energy over your head. And I'm finding out that I was very protective over females and children. I delve in both types of magic, good and bad, but for the protection of women and protection of children. So she did something where she suppressed that evil, that dark side, for the fact being that she's like, we're moving to a whole different time frame, a different way of doing things. We're going to be doing just love and light, like it's unconditional love. We're only doing positive energy. We're not going to be doing anything dark anymore. Okay, I don't know what's going on. It mentioned for me that I was part of Orion's Belt, one of the original people, the souls that incarnated into Earth. So that kind of kept my mind. I'm almost running 100 miles an hour. Okay, what is that? Like what? Like what does that mean? So coming home and I'm researching stuff like left and right, and I've always been a huge researcher. I've always loved books. I've always loved to learn. I've always believed that knowledge is power. And so my mind was just like boom, 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 just going through it. And so from there was a fair that happens every year. And every year I've gotten my cards read, my tarot reading and my palm read. So one was really good, two good friends of mine. And I said, this is what I need to get done. And so I went to these oracle readers, and they are just phenomenal. I have much respect for these ladies. One of the ladies, her name was Hex, and when she read my cards, she's like, you're on a spiritual journey now. And she takes a deep breath, and she just looks at me. She's like, you're trying to find out who you are. And you're going to be in a much happier place. But it's going to be it'll be challenging for you, because it's going to question me as a person. At that point in time, I didn't know what was going on. I went to my palm reader, she's a gypsy, same thing. She's like, you're on a spiritual quest right now. You're trying to figure out who you are, and you're being guided to keep digging. So that's where it started on figuring out who I was. This video is getting already a little too long. So my goal is to try to make these videos no longer than 13 minutes. But I'll post another one next week. I'm also doing a twin flame video as well, as in the present, live with that. Again, thank you for watching, and I really hope that something in this video resonates with you, and knowing that embrace who you are. Honestly, like, be who you're supposed to be. Don't let anybody try to make you conform. Don't ask questions. Because if you're asking questions, then that means that you're wanting to evolve and be a better version of yourself. But I leave you with love and light as always. Namaste.